Hello everyone, today I'm working on this F40PH and it's a Life-Like and it's in decent shape, looks pretty good. The horns there, the handrails have to do a little bit of handrail work, but that's no big deal. One of the couplers is missing, could be why it was put out for sale on eBay. So I'm gonna run this with some nice Backman Amfleet cars, which I really like. I really enjoy those. So let's start with the shell removal. You just have to spread out the shell, and there's pins that hold it together. So that shouldn't be too hard. Almost there. Here we go. So while you're removing this, you have to wiggle the front coupler out. It's not too hard to do, but you just have to be taking your time for that. So these, they have a little sponge there. That's good. It's good to keep it. And the weights. Now I'm going to be using this with my Amfleet cars, which are a little bit hard to pull. But fortunately, with all these weights, this one is a good puller. Just a little bit of insulation. I think the previous owner put that. Or maybe the top of that is broken. It looks okay. That looks okay. So I'm just going to remove that because I don't need it for now. I'll do the same to the back one. That feels like it's got a lot of lubrication. More than it needs. So I forgot one step there. I forgot to try it on the track just to see how it runs. Depending on how dirty the wheels are, it should run pretty good. So I'm not going to put the shell back on, but I'm going to put the weights back on, and then we can go try it on the track. Let's see how it runs. Let me put some power on it. Oh no, it's a good runner. So I guess I won't have to do anything. Hope you enjoyed the video. See you soon. Just kidding. I have to still have to work on the couplers. So I am also gonna still clean the wheels because OCD, I guess. So these are wired in there, so you cannot take the trucks off like a split frame engine. If you wanted to convert it to DCC, you have to cut these. Actually, you can cut these and then put your DCC decoder between these and the motor. So in a way, they would be pre-wired for DCC, which I'm not gonna do. So my Backman Amfleet cars, they're so hard to pull that I need two of these. And I've got some PA ones, some Concord PA ones. Those are they're actually up to the standard of pulling those. But I also wanted to have the F40PH. So you cannot separate this from the chassis because it's welded. So you have to wiggle the side frames around the wheels, which is not too hard to do. So just wiggle them around like that, and then eventually you have your side frame in your hand. So this will allow me access to the wheels to clean them, but also access to the truck side frames to put my coupler back on. There's no need to lubricate this. It's got tons of lubrication already. But because it runs good like that, I'm not going to go and change anything. a little bit of my philosophy. I don't have to redo everything that the other guy did. Just making sure that this coupler is going to work well in there. Yeah, that looks good. So that was easy. So at this point I'm going to take my shell and I'm going to just clean it up with some soap and some water and my toothbrush. But before I do, I'm going to probably want to straighten out these things. Are these things broken off, or are they just pressed in there? I think it's going to take a little bit of glue to stick them on there. Or maybe not. So I just pressed a little handrail in there and it's going to be okay. It's going to be decent. So I'm going to clean this and I'm going to clean my side frame at the same time. So now I have access to the wheels to clean them. Since it's already been over lubricated and it's a good runner, I'm not going to change anything, but I still like to clean the wheels squeaky clean since I have it in my hands anyways. So this little gear fell out while I was doing my wheel cleaning. This is okay because you have to realign this before you put it back together. Usually I would put a couple of drops of oil in here, but there's plenty of oil already. No, and it's a good quality oil, it seems. There's no need to change anything there. Now I'm going to put everything back together. Don't forget to add your side frames before you do that. So what I do is I'll wiggle the wheel back and forth, and that allows me to align the gear together while I put my little shaft back in. And also I have to put my side frames back on. So these will go on just like that. You have to wiggle them back in the same way they came out. And it will go in like this. And then I can bring my little shaft back in. Just make sure I've got it lined up properly there. Now that looks good. Let's see if I can do it in one try. This isn't particularly hard, but you just have to line it up properly. Goes back the exact same way it came in. So because it already had enough lubrication, I don't have to change anything. That looks pretty good. I'll do the same thing on the front. So now that everything's clean, I can put everything back together. The weights are very important. These are good pullers. That's why I wanted them. So I'm using 2 of these. I should be able to pull a lot of cars. And then don't forget to wiggle your coupler back into the snowplow. You have to worry about that little sponge too. And then once you got it wiggled in, it should be pretty easy to bring it back. And it'll just snap into place Whoops, I got a wire that got in the way. There we go. And now it's time to run some trains. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. I certainly had fun making it for you. See you soon.